What's up, guys? It's your boy Spider Productions here, and today we are here with another trailer reaction from Marvel Studios. This is Marvel Studios' Ms. Marvel, the official Disney Plus trailer. So guys, this is the show that I honestly have mixed feelings for. This show I've heard good and bad things about. I've heard that I heard that when this show was first filming and stuff like that, I saw her official costume. Her costume looked great. This is an action figure I do have of her from her video game outfit from the Marvel's Avengers game, and I heard her costume is really cool. I saw the set for her suit. It looks awesome, but I also heard that the show went through major reshoots a couple months ago. For some reason, I forgot what the reason was, but I heard a lot of people were saying it was probably because it was too woke or something like that, and they were afraid that people weren't going to take the show that well. Also, the biggest criticism I've heard from this show, or the biggest pet peeve people have had who are Ms. Marvel fans, was that they changed her powers to how they typically are in the comics. In the comics, Kamala Khan, as far as I'm aware, I'm not even going to call myself a Kamala Khan expert because she's one of the few newer characters that I'm not really a fan of. I don't know much about her other than the Marvel's Avengers game storyline where they explored her origin. Other than that, I don't know anything about her character. So in the game explains that the reason that she gets her powers is the Terrigen experimental crystals that was on the helicarrier leaked out into the world and created Inhumans. So she's an Inhuman, as far as I'm aware. Maybe this is entirely different, but she was an Inhuman in the video game, and the crystals gave her the ability to increase her hand size, to increase and decrease her size, so she can be as small as Ant-Man and as big as Giant Man. And her powers are similar to, basically, you take Ant-Man's abilities and you take Mr. Fantastic's abilities, you put them together into a young teenage girl, and you get Ms. Marvel, basically. So I heard Marvel Studios changed her powers for this show, and for the MCU's portrayal of her. They changed her abilities differently. So it seems like her powers are more energy-based, and not they're not like her body just stretches. She creates energy that stretches, she creates energy hands that stretch out, not her actual hands, which I guess is a way to still make her powers the same but making it unique. And I heard it was because with them about to do the Fantastic Four movie soon, they didn't want her powers to be very similar to Mr. Fantastic, which is understandable because her powers are very similar. So that's understandable. But yeah, I heard that was a major criticism for Ms. Marvel fans. But yeah, this is a show where I have mixed feelings for. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not a Ms. Marvel fan. As far as I'm aware, the Avengers game is the extent of my knowledge as far as her character and her background and her origin story. I'm assuming some of it is true and some of it is not. The Terrigen stuff is probably not true. But I don't know if she's an Inhuman. I don't know if she is just, I guess, Marvel's version of a metahuman. I have no idea. So I don't know where she gets her powers from. I don't really know her storyline, and I don't really know her origin story. I know that she hangs out with Miles Morales from time to time, and Peter Parker Spider-Man, and she's been on the Avengers. She was on the all-new, all-different Avengers team with Miles, Iron Man, Nova, Vision, Lady Thor, and Sam Wilson, Captain America. I know that they all had an Avengers team together at one point. So yeah, like I said, as far as that, I don't know anything about this character. So this will be new for me. We'll see if this gets me hooked for her character and for her show. Like I said, this show is kind of, so far out of the 3 new shows that are coming out this year, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel, this is my most excited show. So hopefully this trailer convinces me to actually give it a chance. I will still watch it regardless. I'm not gonna not watch a Marvel show, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as hyped for this as I am for Moon Knight and She-Hulk, because those are 2 shows I can't wait for. So I guess we'll see. So without further ado, guys, let's check this out. I've talked long enough. Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say, I get it.
You get what?
High school.
Kamala.
Another Avengers shirt. Cute.
She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You were weirdo. Boys. Excuse me?
Huh?
You're kind of on my ship.
Sorry.
But you're staring out the window in your little fantasy land. Come on. Hey. Already? Really? Come on. Like,
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or like... Maybe they're right. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world. That's a fantasy too.
did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Come on now. What does it feel like?
Cosmic. I always thought I wanted this kind of life, but I never imagined any of this.
Do you know what you are?
I'm a superhero.
Oh, cool. Okay. That final shot was from her in her comic book that blew up. I know a certain bit about her, and it was because the Avengers games did explore a bit of the characters. I will say that they did do some of their knowledge as far as the backgrounds of characters, and that is like a popular shot in one of her comic books, her sitting on a light pole. Okay, so that was Ms. Marvel's trailer. I'm curious. I will say I'm not invested, but I'm curious. So her powers. It seems like. So her powers are coming from the bracelet, and the bracelet is giving her like cosmic abilities. It seems like, because I was thinking like, okay, how is she getting her powers? That was my question throughout this entire trailer. How is she getting her powers? It looks like she finds this bracelet in some place. She finds the bracelet, she puts it on, and it gives her the power of cosmic. And that's what it seems like. She takes the bracelet, gives her the power of cosmic, and then all of a sudden she's phasing in and out of reality like this. Which, the visual looks really interesting. And it's coming out on my birthday month. It comes out 7 days after my birthday, so I will definitely have this as an interesting birthday treat. And yeah, it looks like she... Yeah, it looks like her abilities are interesting. Her ability of cosmic power. Interesting. Very interesting. Because, like I said, I know that was the biggest pet peeve of the fans of this show, is that her powers changed. Okay. Also, what it seems like, I like the comic book feature of this show. Like, the comic book pop-up, like, image, like, you know, in the comics where they have those thought bubbles. I like that they had that. I like that the Marvel Studios logo looked like a comic book. I like how the first half of the trailer was, like, stylized as a comic book. Like this. This whole thing stylized as a comic book was interesting. I enjoyed this a lot. And this shirt here, a Captain Marvel, Valkyrie, and Wasp shirt. Interesting. Now, here's my thing. As far as I'm aware, Miss Marvel is a huge Captain Marvel fan. Because if I'm gonna push my comic book knowledge, back in the day, Miss Marvel used to be Carol Danvers. Captain Marvel was Marvel. Marvel used to be Captain Marvel. And I believe when Marvel, I assume in the comics, died, Miss Marvel decided to take up the mantle and become Captain Marvel. And she was named Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, the name for Miss Marvel was just let out there. And then Miss Marvel was then replaced by Kamala Khan. So Kamala Khan became Miss Marvel. And, you know, Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel. So Kamala Khan is a huge Captain Marvel fan. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Captain Marvel in the MCU. I'm not gonna lie. Even in the comics, I was never really interested in her character. I was more so interested in her when she was Miss Marvel than how she's been as Captain Marvel. I will say I like her powers. I will say Miss Marvel's abilities are very similar as far as like how the energy looks to Captain Marvel. Her powers are very similar in this show to how Captain Marvel's abilities look. So I will say that. And obviously they confirmed during one of the Disney Investor Days, I believe 2 years ago, they confirmed that Miss Marvel is going to be in the Marvels movie, which is technically Captain Marvel, the sequel, where you're gonna have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and what's her name? From WandaVision. Forgot what her name was. Wow. I liked her character in WandaVision. I completely forgot her name. It'll come back to me. What her name was in WandaVision. She's another Marvel character, but you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, she's going to be in the movie as well. I can't believe I forgot her name because I really enjoyed her character in that show. But yeah, it's been a while since I watched this, so I don't remember. But yeah, so I know it's going to be about the three of them together instead of just Captain Marvel, which I think will probably be a better movie in my opinion because I like the other two characters more than Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel honestly has been done dirty in both the MCU and in the comics. Nobody really likes her. Like in the comics, I think honestly after the whole Civil War II comic book is what really did it for her character, because Civil War II was a comic book that was made to promote Civil War, the movie. And sometimes when Marvel Comics make comic books to promote the movies, it can go either way, and that was probably the worst idea they did as far as comic books. They did a comic book for Civil War to promote the movie for Civil War, and it just was a terrible, terrible story. And it basically put Captain Marvel against Iron Man, and a lot of people hated that. And she put Iron Man in a coma, and then eventually they confirmed that she killed him, and she wasn't thrown in jail for that, which I found very insane. That they basically said, okay, they had a fight, Captain Marvel put Iron Man in a coma, and then Iron Man was replaced by like a robotic version of himself. It was a robot that thought he was Tony Stark. But then we find out that the robot is a robot, and we find out Tony Stark is dead. And Captain Marvel was not thrown in jail, which I thought was absolutely crazy, and a lot of people were pissed off about that. Basically, you just said that Captain Marvel killed Iron Man, and we're just supposed to forgive her for that? So yeah, a lot of people don't really like her character, mainly because of that story. And because that story caused a lot of other people to die. Like Bruce Banner died, Hawkeye was thrown in jail, Miles Morales was set to kill Captain America. Like a lot of people were just done dirty for that show, or for that comic. So yeah, I can see why a lot of people are not a huge Captain Marvel fans. I'm not personally. I've never really been a Captain Marvel fan, but after the last couple of years, I can see why. Like it's not doing well. But like I said, I am very interested to see how Kamala does in this show. Like I said, the extent of my knowledge for her character is from the Avengers video game. That's the extent of my knowledge for her character, and that's as far as I know of her character. So I'm curious as to how much I'll learn. I'm assuming, I'll learn more. I liked seeing her like costume, like this Captain Marvel like knockoff costume. Now, here's my question. Captain Marvel was only seen barely twice in the MCU, because we saw her for the first time back obviously when she was first introduced. And the public only saw her I think once when she was jumping around in her Kree outfit, shooting Skrulls on that train, and that was it. Like, that's as far as the public saw of her. The public didn't really see her during Endgame when she was fighting Thanos and his army. So Sorry. So my question is, where did they get all this Captain Marvel merchandise? Like, where did all this Captain Marvel merchandise come from to like have all this stuff of her all over the place? So that's my main question. Like, how is she like so popular to the point where she just has all this merchandise? And how did it inspire Captain Marvel or Kamala Khan to the point where she wants to be like her? But I don't know. She's inspired by more than just Captain Marvel. She's inspired by superheroes in general. But she's inspired by superheroes in general, but it's mainly Captain Marvel. But yeah, my question is like, this is a cool look for her suit. But yeah, my question is like, how did Captain Marvel become so popular where like her costume is just put in merchandising? Because the world only saw her barely 2 times. So maybe she was around on Earth multiple times after Endgame, and that's why her popularity boosted. Maybe, and all the merchandise was created for her. But I don't know. I was curious like where all this merchandise for her just showed up from. Yeah, but I liked how comic booky this is. This show definitely feels way more like a comic book than any other Disney Plus show so far. Now, obviously, I would say the only shows that are going to compete is this show and She-Hulk, because I heard She-Hulk was supposed to be way more comedic than most of any Marvel show. And that's only because She-Hulk is going to be breaking the fourth wall, which I didn't know she could do that in the comic books. I thought that Deadpool was the only one that can do it, but that's because Deadpool was the only character who was popular doing that. But I think they said She-Hulk was the first Marvel character to actually break the fourth wall. So it's going to be weird to see your character do that. And I guess this will be their test of the waters to see if they can do it with She-Hulk and see how they'll do it with Deadpool. Obviously, they'll do it 10 times better with Deadpool. But it'll be interesting to see how they do that. But yeah, man. Yeah. So what else did we get in this? We got more things moving forward. Yeah. So we got a little, like I said, bits of her powers from here. We got little bits of her suit, too. So, her just walking on, like, cosmic portals and stuff like that. Yeah, and then there, that's when you see her, like, stretch her arms and legs out. Yeah. So that's as close to a representation of her actual original abilities. Not her jumping on portals, but interesting how they're doing this. Very interesting. Monica Rambeau, that was her name. Monica Rambeau, that was the little girl's name from Captain Marvel that was in WandaVision. So yeah, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel are going to be in the Marvels movie. And all of them have the power of cosmic, basically. So it makes sense for them to be in like a cosmic team. Now, who is she fighting? I don't know who any of these people are. We obviously didn't get a clear glimpse of them. But I don't know who these characters are. Like I said, I don't know anything about Miss Marvel, so this is the extent of my knowledge. I don't want to read any comics because I don't want to spoil myself. I only read comics for like Moon Knight because I was really like super invested. But for this, I want to just see from the show, see if I like the show's interpretation of the character, and if I do, I'll take it and I'll still read the comic. But if I don't, I'll take the comics and see and compare and contrast. But for this looks dope. This looks dope. I'm curious to see how this will go. Yeah, she's creating cosmic shields too. Her costume looks dope from what I've seen in shots and stuff like that. Her costume looks really good. I'm wondering where she gets it from, or if she makes it. I assume someone makes it for her. But yeah, it looks dope. Alright, y'all, there you have it. So that's Marvel Studios' Miss Marvel. A lot to say in this trailer, actually. A lot more than I thought I was going to say, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to Marvel Studios' Miss Marvel official trailer for the Disney Plus. If you guys enjoyed my reaction to this trailer, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this trailer, what you guys think of the character. Would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. Drop a like on the video for your boy. Hit the subscribe button to be part of the community, and hit bell notifications so you guys know when I shall post next. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.